I'll start recording now, too. Welcome to the Cloud Native Coffee Hour. Nobody wants to confirm.
I forget to record
Confirmed.
quite often. And when I do forget, I just download the VOD.
Okay.
It's not the end of the world.
Okay. Slab has confirmed that we have done it. Feels good.
Congratulations. Okay. Before we start any real talk, I had a change of heart again, and I swapped back to the brass backplate, which I swear adds like another 2 pounds.
Yeah.
But got the brass backplate, and I also included the matching escape key. You can see that. Can you see the key there? Mm-hmm. Yes.
You love the Rama key.
I'm excited about it.
I love the Rama key.
It just feels so heavy. That was my one update.
Okay. Makita, do you want to tell us what we're going to be doing today and just set the table, set expectations for our friends? There's a couple people here. We'll go over it a few times, but
I'm on the struggle train. So we started doing this Terraform thing 2 streams ago, and we got it working. Actually, that stream went great. It was like just boom, 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 and we got a working demo. Great. But we were trying another configuration, and as I was digging into the Terraform code, I kind of was looking at the different modules it was referencing, and it wasn't referencing, I guess, the module I thought it should be referencing. I don't know if that's a correct assumption or not, but so I decided to try it a different way. That didn't work, and then I didn't do it for a bit. I spent a little time this week on it some more, and I tried another way using other modules, and then I'm trying to and I just can't get it working, and I'm frustrated. I'm not a Terraform expert. I wanted to use this as a way to learn it better, and right now the problem isn't the Terraform. It's the various libraries that are available, and I can't figure out which one is the right one to use, I guess. And so that's my synopsis of what I've been doing on this. I haven't spent a ton of time, but enough time. So I think what I would like to do is show you the different modules or the different examples that I've been kind of referencing, and then we can try to figure out the best way to move forward. And I have another thing we can try, so I'll pitch my idea first, but I could use some pair programming help right now.
Okay.
Sounds good.
And what do you think of these labels, boys?
Nice. That's 100% not scuffed and hard-coded.
I'll leave it.
I like it.
Oh, I know what you did wrong. Okay, that's fine.
Thank you. Hopefully I have that moment of, I know what you're doing wrong in the Terraform. Yeah, the versions in the modules, that's what you think we're kind of...
It's not the versions. It's just referencing different modules.
Okay.
There's multiple Google Cloud Platform / GKE modules out there. Not even versions, just different packages altogether.
Okay.
So let me take you through. If you want to switch over to the screen share.
Hold on to your butts. Yes. Thank you, Nick. All right.
So here's the deal. This is what we did 2 weeks ago, and it worked. Right out of the gate, it worked, which is awesome. Okay? But, I was looking at it, I'm like, man, this thing hasn't been touched in 17 months. I see there's one that's 6 months here, but it's just version. I started looking. Yes, I can.
Way better. Yep.
I was looking at it, what we did here. And oh gosh. Oh gosh. Where is it? Where are the providers? Here's a provider. Google. I see that one a lot. Not outputs. That was the only provider I could see, which is odd. But then from within there, so all of these must exist within that Google provider. Okay. So that's the provider that the HashiCorp official example uses, is Google. I tried following this tutorial, this honestly great tutorial. This guy, Sarva Boma, he wrote this really nice thing back in 2021. And this is kind of like a full-featured tutorial, which I really liked. It tells you how to install Terraform, how to set up the gcloud CLI. It tells you how to set up your service account and give it the right permissions and all that stuff. So this is very helpful. It even has a section here on how to set up your state in Google Cloud, which is awesome. I have other ideas on that though that I'd like to try, but I can't even get that far. So this one's really cool. And I put it all together. I did his whole demo. But when you come down to it, his providers again are Google and Google Beta. And I saw those and whatever. Anyways, I did this example. This one also does not work. And it's because the examples are from September 2021, and things change. So like I ran this, and actually Terraform got rid of the ability to even call out a specific version of the module. And again, I'm a Terraform noob, so it said if I have to do it, I can put it somewhere else and whatever. Anyways, they got rid of that, so it was pulling down the latest version. And the latest version, they deprecated a whole bunch of fields in here, so it was basically just broken. And at the same time, I was looking at the providers, and I'm like, that's not the provider I want to use, because this right here is the official Terraform module for GKE. It's called Kubernetes Engine. And when you reference it as the Kubernetes Engine. And yeah, so I wanted to use this, and I was like, okay, well, let me try it over again. And let me use this example. Well, I use this example. It says, hey, here at the very top, it says there are multiple examples, but simple usage is as follows. So I take that as this should work out of the box. It does not work. And it even says things like this line here, file store CSI driver, is deprecated. They actually removed it completely. It's not just deprecated, it's gone. So even their official example in their README doesn't work with the latest version. So I was grumpy and frustrated about that. So then I was like, okay, well, let me take a look at their examples folder. So I come into their examples folder. And I'm looking at all their examples here. And they have a lot of examples, very specific examples. And I'm like, okay, which one do I pick? And I picked Safer Cluster. I was like, that sounds simple enough. Safer Cluster. It's probably security focused. Turns out it is. If you go back to the actual module for it, it's basically a version of GKE that they applied like CIS benchmarks and stuff to. So cool. I'm like, awesome. Let's try it. But and I did, and it got pretty far. And that's actually the one I have. That's the one I just ran. But that one failed because guess what? They removed some stuff. They removed some stuff, and they didn't update this, and it hasn't been touched in 5 months. So within 5 months, they already broke this example. So I was in here looking at what's the latest example. So this is where this is where I really want you guys' feedback, but I'll tell you what I'm thinking is, okay, well, the latest one is 27 days ago. It looks like this node pool one is pretty simple. They made changes to the main.tf on 27 days ago, so within the month, or within a month. So I guess I could try this one because it's the newest. That's where I'm at. I just want to find an example that works using the latest Terraform Kubernetes module and get it working, and then from there tweak it and figure out what we want our cluster to look like.
That's all anybody wants.
You up.
It's really strange. Okay. Oh, hello, brother. Also, hello, Rhinoki. Thanks for the follow.
And you can see this one has the provider of Kubernetes. Fantastic.
Right.
Which is what I want to see. Whereas the other ones use the provider of Google. Now, I did chase that down, and it is a completely separate module.
This might be a stupid question. Can we, because I need some basic Terraform vernacular basics. Can you go back to that piece of code?
Yes.
Or, sorry, the one that we were trying to run. Right? Yes, the provider. Provider Kubernetes versus providers, and there's providers and there's modules.
Yep. Sorry.
No, you're good.
I think it's, I just see this, which also calls out the provider Kubernetes. But it says Kubernetes provider. The Terraform Kubernetes provider configuration below is used as a learning reference only. It references the variables and resources provisioned in this file. We recommend you put this in another file so you can have a more modular configuration. Oh, okay. This is right. This is the provider they use for actually deploying things to the cluster. That's another conversation.
That is another conversation.
So what's your question again?
The difference between the provider and a module.
Between a what and a module?
The provider and
Got it.
the module annotation. And
So,
I could easily Google that, but this is the learning stream.
I mean, I'm still kind of learning too.
Yeah.
From what I can understand, the provider is like
And you
a
need to
Maven dependency declaration.
zoom in on that too. Okay. That's my understanding too. Perfect.
Right. So it's kind of like
Oh,
your repo, and then that provider has modules under it.
gotcha.
Right. So like Google provider might have the GKE, but then they're also going to have whatever Google products, that you could also spin up on the side. And that's their recommendations on how to set them up.
You know what?
Okay.
I am stupid. I am stupid.
Are you?
Look at this. Module GKE, it declares the source being in Terraform, Google Modules, Kubernetes Engine. Terraform, Google Modules, Kubernetes Engine.
You got to zoom in on that too.
Right over here. Okay, so the So this tutorial example does use that.
Interesting that it's specified there. Yeah.
So I don't really remember the state of my code. Let's see what I have here. Right. Let's see if I can yank
Yank it.
There we go. So that's what that one used to look like. And we'll just uncomment that. That still looks fine. Okay. Edit, redo. There we go. Okay, so this project that I have up on my screen right now is the tutorial that I was following. This tutorial here.
Yeah.
So which route should we go? Should we try some more of the examples? Or should we try to update this tutorial
Yeah,
to the latest versions?
What's the error? You've already determined what the next step is? Or do we need to start with try to run it, go to the error, and then...
Let's start with... Let's just try to update this tutorial.
Okay.
Want to try that? The tutorial is really simple. All the examples in their repo are interesting. Let's put it that way. They're interesting because, I mean, like, if you look at them here, like, every single one of their examples has some, like, thing that they're trying to show you. None of them just say standard cluster.
Huh.
I mean, it even says regional, like simple regional. What's that mean?
Within one region?
I mean, that's what I assume, but why would they have to call that out?
Right, right. Just, yeah.
I guess that looks pretty simple.
It looks pretty simple.
Hold on. That looks pretty simple. Should we try this?
Give it a go. Destroy whatever you have and let's start.
Just looking at the code here. Okay, so it's all variables, which is fine. Let me see what I got here.
Yeah, one thing with their examples too that I remember when I've played around, sometimes they'll just reference stuff like a couple directories up, and I saw that in that super simple example. It's like, I wish they were all self-contained. Like, I get it, maybe it was easier to make them that way, but I don't know.
So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to comment out this file again. I'm going to come in here. And I am going to move this down. I'm going to copy this. And paste it. Now, this module GKE, the source doesn't need to be this. It can be this.
Okay.
Version, just have it pull latest.
Yeah, they got rid of the whole version thing in some way. I'm sure there is a way you can override it, but it doesn't. It's not like this anymore. So
Really?
it doesn't even work. Let's see when their example was last touched. Okay. It's not super new, but this is super simple, so hopefully it just works. We want regional. What does regional do?
Where you go to the docs.
I want to know. Let's check it out. Regional. Regional. Whether is a regional cluster. Zonal clusters if set false. Warning. Changing this after the cluster creation is destructive.
So,
Doesn't this tell you?
right.
Okay.
What does that really mean? Like that the cluster can span multiple zones versus if it's zonal, it's specific to one zone?
Regional versus zonal GKE cluster. Multi-zone cluster versus regional clusters. Good explanation is here. I've got something for you in the chat. If you have access to the
In
chat.
what chat?
In the Twitch chat.
Page not found.
What?
Page not
Oh,
found.
don't do it. All right, never mind. I got a better one. Never trust a link I send you. Try that one. Let me watch this. Boom. Oh, I thought I could moderate delete it. I probably can.
A multi-zonal cluster is a zonal cluster with at least one additional zone defined. In a multi-zonal cluster, the cluster master is only present in a single zone while nodes are present in each of the primary zone and the node locations. In contrast, a regional cluster master nodes are present in multiple zones in the region. For that reason, regional clusters should be preferred.
You zoom in.
Regional clusters sound more expensive too.
Ooh. Perfect. Yeah, okay. I vote
right.
go simple mode.
Well, let's just do the regional. It's called simple regional. It's a single flag. Doesn't reference any special modules to make it happen.
Cool. So regional is one zone, and then zonal is spans multiple zones.
Correct. Well, it's also where the masters run, apparently. Cluster master nodes are present in multiple zones in the region with a regional cluster.
Oh, okay. Okay. So
Simple,
yeah.
regional.
All right.
Create a service account. False, apparently. Compute engine service account. Okay. Skip provisioners. Unclear. Okie dokie. Let me see if I can do a side by side. Boom. There.
There you go.
Get rid of. How do I get rid of that? View.
Just close the. Just click on File Explorer again, if that's what you're saying.
I want to get rid of the thingy. Like.
Oh yes, it's like something map or.
Show minimap. Boom.
Yeah, minimap. Right, it's the minimap, of course.
Of course, it's minimap.
Okay. So, we've got up here. Here we go. We've got var project ID. Good. Var region. Got it. Var network. We don't have a var for that, but it is here, and it is set to default in the example. So let's just do that. Network. Default. Yeah. I mean, we could create our own VPC, but let's keep it simple for now. We can always go back and change it. We've got subnetwork, also default. Subnetwork equals default. IP range pods. Oh. Empty?
Looking.
That seems wrong.
Well, it's probably a default somewhere. It's just not there either.
Right.
Right.
The
Let's look at
module
the
itself
docs.
is one.
We'll look at the docs here. Let me just get it put in place. Let me get it here. Okay. Docs. We'll close this window. Docs. Here we go. It was IP range pods. The name of the secondary subnet IP range. The name of it. The name. Okay. And if you come over to if you go back up to their example literally has this name.
So does it assume that we've already built this stuff, or does the module create that for us?
I believe the module creates it. So let's just give it a name of odds
Yep.
and services. And we'll just keep it. For some reason they put this in there,
Okay.
right? Yeah, they put the thing. So let's just follow that example. I can't tell you why they did that, but let's just do that. Keep it simple. Okay. What else do we got? We've got no need for zones. So I could get rid of that, but I'll leave it for now so I don't have to remake it. Name, looks like it's procedurally generating the... Oh, no, it's got cluster name suffix. Okay. Cluster name suffix. Yippee. I don't know. Yippee!
Cluster yippee.
Got that. The compute engine. Service count. Service count.
Okay.
Okay. I'm just going to actually just change it to say service count. There we go.
Okay.
Enable binary authorization. Equals false? I don't know.
You want me to check that one?
Yeah.
Where are these docs? So that I can support here. These are just the...
If you go to this right here, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Skip provisioners. True? I'll look at that one too. Provisioners. Flag to skip all local exec provisioners. Okay. Yeah, I guess true is fine there. And then the other one was enable binary authorization.
Yeah.
Enable the bin auth z admission controller.
Never heard of it.
I think it's fine for now. We can dig into that.
Okay. That then is all she wrote. So let me delete this chunk of code here, or I can just comment it out probably. Okay. Oh, variables. I need to update variables. Please hold. Please hold. Okay, this is it. Simple regional variables. We'll just this. Paste it. Ooh. I did a bad thing. Oh, I did a really bad thing. Raw. There we go. Much better. Both of those were defaulting to false anyways, so probably didn't even need to put them in there. So I'll just remove them. Okay. Good to run?
Ship it.
Terraform. Init. There we go. Okay. Terraform. Plan. Huh. Oh, okay. That's fine. Let me fix that. That's what I get for making a change.
Mm-hmm.
Trying again. Okay. So even in this example, there are a few warnings here. Undeclared variable, max count. Another, okay, these are because we declared them. This is deprecated value though. Primary. This field will be removed in a future major release as it has been deprecated in the API. Use workload pool instead. So, anyways, let's see if it works.
Yeah, so it does want that to be pre-created, or is it not trying to create it because we gave it a name?
Unclear. I'm going to leave them blank, like the example. See what happens. And if it fails again, we'll look into it. Fail fast, fail often. Can you see the output okay?
Mm-hmm. Yes. I can. I don't know about the chat. Am I right?
Yeah, they haven't complained, so.
No.
We could look into that some more, though. I feel like the HashiCorp example maybe the HashiCorp example's fine. Let me let this run, and let's look at that HashiCorp example again.
Come for full circle here.
Yeah, see, this one I don't understand. I just don't understand this one. Because I don't know what it's referencing. Google Container Cluster primary. There's the primary thing again.
Yeah, so this might be a completely valid way of doing it. It's just Google offers a better abstraction at creating some of these things, would be my guess.
Here's the provider. Provider Google. See, and this is why I think theirs works really well. I think HashiCorp's works really well because they create a VPC.
Which you should be able to. So, I mean, is that one thing you're looking to add to this, right? Because we should be able to pull that in, create the VPC, and then from the outputs of those, call this other module to create the GKE.
I like it. Kind of curious how they're doing it. We can't create a cluster with no node pool defined, but we want to only use separately managed node pools. So we create the smallest possible default node pool and immediately delete it. Why are they doing this?
Yeah, seems weird.
But here's where they get the VPC and the subnet that they created with the other thing. This is my guess.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And last spring when we did a lot of this work with the Terraform Work Center, we were using AWS, and I think a lot of those providers just had all this baked in to the main a little tighter. Is that what you remember, Sam?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or at least the example at least had those in there too.
Yeah.
It didn't assume you already had it. Like, it's kind of weird that they assume that. But maybe that's why it's simple. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be simpler if it was just there and it created a new one. But
because I mean that's the other avenue we could take too is clicky create the VPC and the pod subnet and the service subnet and just plug those in. You know, it's another alternative. Although it's kind of, if you're clicky, it feels it's like defeating the point.
right. Right.
Unless unless there's a networking, if they assume a structure where it's not, one team managing all the infrastructure. It's like, well, your networking people, they'll give you the VPC, and they'll have their Terraform to stand up all that stuff and all that complexity. They'll manage that, and then you're a customer of it with another Terraform module for Kubernetes.
The reason I didn't like this one, even though it's super simple and it works, I wanted to create so what I wanted to do for us is I want to create us a GKE cluster that has the cluster auto scaling turned on.
Right.
So that way, because we don't have really any like super big workloads we're going to deploy yet, and nothing's production ready. So I wanted to just have like a single node in this cluster.
Yeah.
And as you guys deployed your apps to it, it would dynamically grow to suit our needs. That's what I want to see. So that way we pay as little as possible at all times, basically. And I went to add that functionality here, and I was like, what the heck? This isn't lining up when I was looking at the docs for the GKE module. And even though this is coming from the Google area, it looks like they're like skipping. Like you said, like they're not using the more, what's the word? Like higher level constructs.
Yeah, like abstracts versus primitives. Like, you think they're using too primitive or too abstract?
Ooh.
Okay, yes, this is what I ran into.
Using node images based on Docker container runtimes. Ooh.
What?
Docker sucks. Get rid of it.
Wait,
That's
what?
I'm saying. So the node pools, the nodes themselves, the images we specified must be the Docker versions versus just pure container.
Yeah, but what did we do to piss this off?
Nothing. And that's what I'm saying. Like this, I keep running into errors where it's like, it's almost like these modules haven't been updated yet because we're using the latest version of this module right now. And it's failing in cluster.tf inside the GKE module.
Okay.
In resource node pools.
Well, let's take a look at that. Do we have access to that code to look at it?
Probably. Should we quickly Google this though?
Yeah, sure.
Right. So it's like the module they provide has abstracted away some of that, so we don't specify it, but that just means we get whatever they have. Yo, new follower. King
All right.
440.
Right here is the code base. Ooh, I think I went too far. So that was in modules. Nope. All right, we'll do it the other way. Terraform, modules, GKE.
You just search for it.
GKE cluster.tf. Here we go. Oh my goodness.
King 440 says Pulumi is better. What's Pulumi?
So Pulumi
It is a competitor to Terraform.
So it's a competitor, but they're also one and the same. Like Pulumi is a language versus HashiCorp's configuration language, HCL. But Pulumi, like under the cover, like is basically the same thing. I don't know how it works, but Pulumi docs are Terraform docs. So if you do one, you can do the other pretty easily. We've just never messed with Pulumi. I would love to hear more about it from King 440.
I think light trolling, no problem.
I've heard of it. I've never done anything with it. To Sam's point.
But I've heard other streamers and stuff use it and like it better for more complex. Like if you're like really good at Terraform, at some point you might want to do Pulumi.
Huh.
Like if you have really, in-depth and cool Terraform repositories, you might want to use Pulumi. But if he's just trolling, then
he's not. Well, I'm not saying he's a troll. I'm saying he is not yelling at you or anything. He's being. Thanks for the chat. Good suggestion.
Yeah, I'm up for anything right now.
Yeah, I know it's half serious. It's half tongue in cheek. Let's say.
Node. Yep. Okay. Pulumi new TypeScript. It's in TypeScript.
I think we better stick with what we're doing.
Yeah, go back to. I want to see what that line 194 that it was blowing up on, or whatever line it was.
Line 194. Nice pull.
Massive brain.
194.
Okay.
Is there like an image specified in here somewhere?
Keep going. Is that it? Keep going. It's all under that package. Resource node config right there. Image type.
Right. So that was that COS that we had seen before, and that was like their, specific to Google Cloud.
Image type based on container D. Examples. Yes. What are the examples? Please. Hang on. Let's check. GKE. Image type. Container D. Why would they default Docker anyway?
That's what everybody did for a long time.
Yeesh. Okay. Here we go.
It doesn't even look like we
COS
have
container D. That's it. Sorry.
Is it COS?
COS underscore container D.
Can we just, edit that? Like
that?
Let's actually hold on. No, we cannot.
That's what I thought.
I think we can override that somehow.
Right. It just didn't look like there
it is.
Variable.
Image type.
In the node pools.
Right.
Node
so
pools.
how do we get that passed into the module that will then use another module that references that?
Not a problem.
Not a
Super
problem.
easy. Barely an inconvenience.
King says,
He's getting cocky
I
now.
hate
Watch
Terraform
out.
config. It's so annoying and gets ugly real quick. I agree. I'm just kidding. Especially when it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. Here we go. We're doing this.
So is the barely an
Okay.
inconvenience go back to the other example?
Yes.
Okay.
Because this example doesn't define the node pools at all. But it's not the end of the world. We can just define that in here. Hold on, let me uncomment this. It will be easier to read.
Thank you.
There we go. Much better. So what does this one connect to? It connects to that one. Okay, well, let's just say screw it for the fun of it. And let's just grab this. Copy. And we're going to pop it like it's hot. There.
Something like that.
And then the answer was COS container D.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if this is still a thing. I don't think it is.
Okay.
Let's take a look at the node pool definition here. Oh, wow. They already have all this here. Wasn't that cute?
Yeah, pretty much just moral support over here.
You have no idea the number of buttons I had to click to get this stream to work.
We're having fun. Everybody's having fun right now.
Uh-huh.
Oh. Here we go. Let's give it a run. Cool. Well, let's see what happens.
I'm good with it.
You delete the other stuff? Anything
No.
you created? Okay.
Terraform plan. Oh, yeah.
That's better. Undeclared.
This variable can be declared with a variable initial node count. I have it. Right there.
Okay.
Really?
Disk size GB.
var machine type. var machine type is right here. So why is it
and the
mad?
disk size. Like, it's just not picking up your variables.
Yeah, and they're in there.
When in doubt, just hard code it, right?
I mean, we could. Yes.
Or just, or just see what it defaults to. I don't know. You can always update
I just
it.
don't know. Why is it mad?
Right. It's weird that, because you have a lot of those defined.
I do. With variable initial node count.
Yeah, do you have to go out of your way to define them in the variables TF? Like as a structure?
Ew! Thank you.
Thank you, King. But that's where I was leaning.
Got it. Yep, you are correct. And let's just reference it from the thing here so I can copy and paste again. So we've got copy. Nice pull. And there we go. All right, let's see what else we did wrong.
Yeah, pair programming with chat's much better than pair programming with us.
kind of a superpower to have the internet as the rest of your brain.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Ship it.
I mean, obviously, there's a lot of questions I have about all of it, but I just want to get something working so I know that, okay, this state works, and then I can dig into each one and be like, why? I've been looking down this whole time, haven't I?
A little bit.
Are you planning
I
to
really appreciate you guys.
Are you planning to deploy OnlyFans to GKE? I don't know if it can handle it. I don't know if Google's ready for that. That's a family-friendly environment there. Okay.
Oh,
Watch yourself.
here we go.
A devs operative should start OnlyFans. That'd be pretty funny, actually. Think people would pay?
Didn't they change OnlyFans recently? Like they banned all like nudity and everything, and they made it like an art website. I thought this happened like a year ago.
This is art. Let's go with that.
All right, what do you guys think? Do we want to place bets on whether this is going to work?
I think
Create a poll.
should work. Oh, how do we create a poll?
I don't think we can do it yet.
We're close.
We are close.
I think it'll work.
But if we get this working, this would be, the initial commit. Hey, here's a place to start, right? And then we can start digging into all of the different settings. Like right now, this code does not do the auto. Ooh, it worked. This doesn't do the auto
Scaling. The auto
Thank
scaling
you.
cluster. You are welcome. Cloud Native Coffee Hour, sponsored by Jocko Go.
Why do we define
Should
like
get that.
initial and max node counts? Are those not what those were?
Exactly. I don't know. But let's see if it worked.
Okay.
Fresh. Simple, regional, cluster yippee.
Yippee!
Yeah.
Can you zoom in on that?
Yes, I can.
It is yippee. Your little suffix. You need a hyphen yippee.
Should have done that. Okay.
Easy.
So it starts with 3 nodes. Thought I set it to only do 1 node. Unless it puts 1 in each region. Oh, you know what? Probably does because I probably whoops, where is it? I think I kept zones in here.
Oh, look at you. Yeah.
Nope, I don't see it.
Which one are you looking for?
Zones. Nope.
Well, what got built?
Oh, I guess it's only in US4.
Well-
3 nodes. Why are there 3 nodes? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Click on it.
Go in there.
Let's see what's in there.
Right there. Node zones.
Right.
1 node in each zone. Because we did regional.
Right.
Okay. If we did
And East 4 has 3 zones.
well, I'm sure it has more than 3 zones. But since we're taking the simplest, smallest, one node in each zone gives us the failover stuff.
Nodes.
Yeah, it didn't deploy 124. I thought we were trying to deploy 124.
Autoscaling. 1 to 100 nodes per zone.
Yeah, seems like it was doing that.
What version of Kubernetes did we try to deploy?
.123.6.
Oh, okay. That's what was in the example, or our template.
Yep.
Roger.
So now my question is, how do we get our kubeconfig? I forget.
I thought the output. I thought it's either in the output or in the state file potentially.
Or now that you're doing gcloud, you can just do like gcloud
Auth,
whatever,
or, yeah,
and just inject your kubeconfig.
Yep.
But yeah, King 440 said a single zone is stable enough with Google Cloud, so we'll have to play with it.
What was the output? Did it have any output?
If you do like Terraform output or something like that, I think you can access stuff.
Whatever you do, don't put the cube config on the screen.
You have to
No
define
output.
No outputs.
That's fine. Let's
That might be another.
let me do like something like this. We'll hack it together. Clusters
Yeah.
show.
Right, that's the thing. Like that one-liner was just going to use the Terraform outputs to put this together. So
Just container clusters.
Yeah. List. And we'll grab the name. And then we'll do get. Ooh. Get. Credentials. Boom. Okay. -- region. East.
he's trolling you into catting your credentials now. Fairly sure.
There we go.
Yeah, let's see it.
There we go. Okay.
Beautiful.
It works.
You know, I'd say that I'm surprised that we figured it out on stream, especially after when you told me, "Hey, I've been working on this." I was like, "Oh boy, it's gonna be a dandy."
I know. I never find things this difficult, and I've been struggling today. Hardcore.
You were supposed to say you did that on purpose for the content, but
No. I will never say that.
What kind of storage classes?
Normally.
What are the storage classes, by the way? I just. Premium, let's go.
yeah.
Cool. You'll love to see it. Yep, just switch to Pulumi, and then all these panes will be gone, and we'll have new panes. Thank you. It's pretty good. I'm impressed that we were able to sort through that.
Fascinating. Oh, you know what? One last thing. I know we've went over our normal time. Let me show you guys this. Completely separate, since I have you. Can you see this on the screen?
Zoom
Yes.
a couple times.
Okay.
But yes, I can see it.
Okay.
Okay. So this is the new Lua config I have for my NeoVim. Okay. So let's just let's go into that repo here. Oop, what am I doing? What's it? Main. Okay. Here we are, right? So now, check this little pop-up up. Isn't that sexy?
Nice.
And I just remembered though that one of the grep isn't working on here for some reason. So there we go.
This work.
So I can like Google client config. I guess that's probably, hold on. Let me find something. What's lower? Auto repair, right? That's fuzzy find, and then it just takes you right to the line. Oh, damn it. I don't know. This is, you know me. I like this shit, so I just wanted to show you that because I thought it was really pretty. I thought it was pretty. Leave me alone. I was excited.
It's very cool. There's a lot of cool new things. And
Yep.
yes, as King pointed out, telescope, very nice.
Yeah, okay, King. I like you. You're my friend. VIP. Telescope and tree sitter. I've been putting off upgrading to 7.0 and doing the Lua stuff for so long. And I finally got around to doing it. I have not gotten my language server set up yet. But I only have so much time in the day, so. Anyways. I think this is a good place to stop. We can mess around with it some more later.
Very good. Very good. And I have just one thing to report. My Vim skills have improved since last stream, and I am navigating with arrows in a professional capacity. Okay. I really appreciate the coaching, and an hour of practice was enough to mostly retrain my brain a little bit. So I'm looking forward to doing another stream of that sometime. I'm sure we will, and you'll love to see it.
Do it on a day that's not the normal time.
Yeah,
We need more days.
Roger. I will do that. All right.
Cool. Thank you for joining us on today's DevSopper Cloud Native Coffee Hour.
Yes.
That's it. Okay. Awkward silences. Love it. All right.
Well, I thought you were doing the outro.
Tell us the outro.
Sam, it was nice having you in your current house. We'll see what the new place looks like. Hopefully it is more interesting than that closet view. And Makita, excellent work preparing the work center today. And let's go. Appreciate it a lot. Thanks everyone for joining. And we will talk to you next week.